Hey everyone, it's me, Chris from Body Nova Fitness Coaching, and today we're going to talk about machines, and I'm going to give a few tips on putting yourself in properly in machines, because it's amazing how many people don't understand some of the how and whys between making machines fit. And I used to teach, I used to certify personal trainers. Okay. A few years ago, and one of the things that they had to learn, but nobody had a good answer for, because they didn't know either, was how to get people to tell whether that setting is right for a person, on a machine. And a lot of it is very, very simple, if they even check them at all. Anyway, if they even check them at all, but a lot of it is very simple. One of the biggest things to do to match someone up for the machine is find the axis of rotation, okay? And the axis of rotation on the machine, and match it up with the axis of rotation on your body. Now that's going to be real sciencey and stuff like that, but I actually learned this in biomechanics. So what this will be is, so let's say I'm doing a lateral raise. Okay, so I'm doing this lateral raise, and what you're noticing is the point that everything rotates around it. Right up in here, okay? Right up in here, as I'm coming up, everything is rotating around that point. Now, your machines will have this also. Okay, so there'll usually be a circle, and a lot of the machine companies will make it a different color. Okay, so sometimes it's red, sometimes they'll make it blue. Whatever the machine color is, they're going to make sure you see that. That's not just for decoration. That's how you're going to match yourself up to make sure that you get a good fit in the machine. So if I'm doing leg curls, okay, and that axis of rotation, if my knee is right here and that axis of rotation is here, what's that's telling me? I got to move that seat forward so my axis of rotation matches. Or if it's a lying one, I got to move myself backward so that axis of rotation matches. Okay, and you want to get as close to matching as you can. Sometimes it's just not going to match. All right. Okay, part two. Sometimes it's a real weird thing. So you'll be looking here for axis of rotation, like on the flies, and the axis of rotation is actually above you, because that's the moving parts, and you'll have to adjust the seat forward so that you line up, or backward, and then it's just up and down. Okay, so if it's like a chest, a fly, a row, something like that, you still want to match them up with the joints too, because having your elbows right up in here for a lot of people is bad for their shoulders if you're pressing right, and you may not get as big of a back contraction if you're doing rows. What do? You want your hands lower. Okay, so you want to bring that seat down so where your body is in relation to the handles, that matches you up a little more properly. Certain machines, it's not going to line you up, and it's not going to be optimal. So like if I'm doing a shoulder press, sometimes if I use this grip, it's going to push me up, but I'm going to be way out here. Okay, so I might opt for a grip more like this, where the elbows are a little bit more back, so when I push out, it's not just to the ceiling, to your arm straight, it's an extension. Okay, it's an extension. So you want to have that extension in a perfect world. It might not always be there, and that's the reason why I'll usually opt for dumbbells or a bar. But if you got to use a machine, understand that. That's why you might see a lot of old school cats. They'll turn around and they'll face the pad of the machine just so they can get a more favorable angle. Okay, and with the angle, all the same principles apply to free weights that apply with machines, outside of the fact that sometimes the machine will have you pressing on a straight line. Like if I'm benching, the machine may only have me straight line, where if I extend fully all my joints, it's going to be a little bit more towards the head. Okay, but with that being said, you still want everything to line up. If you're pressing any type of press, you still want to line up, elbow underneath wrist, underneath weight. Okay, all those same principles apply. So you definitely want to keep these in mind whenever you get into the machine. Sometimes you can just look at it from across the room and be like, nope, that's not right. I got to change this seat. and you could just make those changes pretty quickly, based on, where it's at and how long or short your body is or your limbs are, because that's going to make a difference in how great a quality of a workout that you get.